once I got sworn in.
Then you're,
So I was up here doing some homework.
okay, come on over.
Come on over. Thank you.
Join.
We want you on camera.
I don't know how photogenic I really am, but I'll
Oh,
try.
with this line up here, I don't know. Take
I
your
think
pick.
I'll be okay then.
Okay, here we go. All right. Welcome to the Westborough Affordable Housing Trust meeting of Tuesday, September 27th at 5 p.m. We're in Town Hall at Memorial Hall, and this meeting is being recorded. Pursuant to Chapter 20 of the Acts of 2021, this meeting will be conducted in person and via remote means in accordance with applicable law. This means that members of the public body, as well as members of the public, may access this meeting in person or via virtual means. In person attendance will be at the meeting location listed above, and it is possible that any and all members of the public body may attend remotely, with in-person attendance consisting of members of the public. When required by law or allowed by the chair, persons wishing to provide public comment or otherwise participate in the meeting may do so by in-person attendance or by accessing the meeting remotely as noted above. Additionally, the meeting will be broadcast live in real time via Westborough TV's online platforms, as well as Verizon Channel 28 and Charter Channel 192. Okay. So welcome, everybody. Hopefully this was going to be a short meeting. I'm calling the meeting to order. First thing we need to do is there were minutes that for July and August that we need to review and approve. I sent in some changes. They were very minor changes to Alan.
So in the July 7th meetings, Mr. May noted a few typographical errors. We had to uncorrect the autocorrect back to quit claim from quick claim in multiple locations, and he suggested clarifying the name and title of the Westborough Housing Authority Director in reference to the discussion about the project on Rogers Road. In the August 11th minutes, the same quit claim autocorrect issue had to be managed, and there was an incorrect tense of the word certify that was corrected.
Okay. Any other corrections that people have or questions?
Move we accept the minutes of the meetings as amended.
Seconded.
Okay.
Wait, who seconded?
Nancy Armitage.
Okay. I don't think, since there were no discussions, we can go right to a vote. All those in favor, and you wanted to, then can you do a roll call, Ellen?
Sure, so roll call vote. Kate?
Storm, yes?
Nancy?
Nancy Armitage, yes?
Leah?
McLean, yes?
Hi, Grouse, yes?
Edinburgh, yes?
Bain, yes?
Salzman, yes.
Excellent.
Perfect. Okay, good. All right, so we're going to move on to the main topic of the meeting, which is discussion and hopefully appropriation of funds for the removal of debris, junk, et cetera, the contents, movable contents of the house, which we have purchased from the town at 3 Baylor Avenue. Nancy Armitage has received some quotes. Nancy, if you want to make any comments, about the 3 quotes,
Sure.
I assume everybody got my email on those?
Sure. Just briefly, just to let everybody know, I got these 3 names randomly from Yelp. All of them had a good ratings. Of course, all of them also have some complaints, usually about price. I made it clear to all 3 entities, this was a complete clear out. If it's not nailed down, it goes, including drapes, everything in the yard. The first one, and I think I don't know if we want to do them in order, but I'll just, the first one that was attached, to Ed's email, I think it was 1-800-GOT-JUNK. That one is probably the largest firm, and when I say firm, I don't know what their structure is, but there was a person that came out for the quote that spent a lot of time getting the quote, and then I have a salesperson contacting me to answer any questions, and of course, neither of them are going to be the ones doing the work. All 3 have explained that this is going to be a multiple day project. But the first one did say that if they have the trucks available, they thought they could do it in one day. Apparently, the delays isn't so much just getting things into the trucks or the containers. It's the transfer station. I just didn't know this. I just thought you guys would want to know as well. Apparently, when they go to Harvey's for the transfer station, if it's busy, the truck waits. And they can't reload the truck until they're out of the transfer station. All three plan on having multiple trucks of multiple sizes. This is considered a large job as far as clean out. But when the first one came in so expensive, we decided to get a couple more. Holloway, reputable group, I called them. They came out, they spent a little less time, they discovered a lot more trash in the backyard. The only difference between them and 1-800-JUNK is they did say they have larger trucks, they have plenty of trucks, but they figured it'd be like 3 or 4 days, and they may have to take a break if they have a standing client. Affordable Junk thought they would do it that's the last one, would do it in 3 or 4 days. They were the most expensive. I did have a little bit of concerns with the customer service on that one. There was missed appointments, seemed to be a little distracted that I just think we should probably take into consideration. But also they are the most expensive one. I think all three of them are probably capable, but it is more than we had expected it to be. And if anyone has questions, I'll try to answer it, but this is about what I know.
Okay. In addition, just for the record, I did contact Harvey's, and they do not have a junk removal service like you would get from one of these three. The only thing they have is a drop-off of, dumpsters, which they, you then call and they pick up. So that, obviously, we need somebody, because of the nature and, a lot of unknowns, we do need somebody that can do it as opposed to trying to get volunteers or others to do the work. So that's it. So really, Harvey's was not into play, although we did contact them. But the one other thing is the woman that I did talk to there lives in that area, and when I started to talk with her a little bit, they were so thrilled that we are on the case. So.
No, I should add, I think I already told Ed and Hank this, in email. Every time I went there for a quote, cars are stopping by. They're very happy. They're glad to see the car gone. So we are we're making the neighbors very happy. I think they'll be happier when the junk in the yard is gone. But this is all being, the community is appreciating these efforts. But again, these quotes are more expensive. I don't have an opinion on what would be the best. The only opinion I have that I share with the group is I think it should be one of the first two, 1-800-JUNK or Holloway. But I don't feel terribly strongly. But I got the best customer service from those two companies.
Okay. Questions or discussion?
I guess my question for Nancy is, aside from your concerns with one of the vendors about missed appointments, et cetera, during the sales process and the quoting process, is there anything with 1-800-GOT-JUNK or Holloway that you would say would be a caution as far as selecting them?
Not that I noticed. I will say, this is a industry that I think is, it could be challenging as far as in normal circumstances getting good customer service. I will say this, I explained who we were, I explained that this was our first project. I think both groups are very interested in doing a good job for us in the hopes that they may get work from us in the future. And again, I don't have a crystal ball. The 1-800 group, and it could be, I've never used any of these entities. They seem to be larger, so they may be faster, but I'm not sure if it really matters to us as a group of whether this is done in 1 day or if this is done in 4 days. They're both local. They're both, they're not far away. Both entities said that they could book it relatively quickly once we're ready. I asked for about at the time I always asked, would you be ready in 2 weeks from the green light? And both said yes, they would. So no, I don't have any concerns one way or the other.
I'll just mention I was impressed with the Holloway. They really enumerated in detail items and picked up specific things so that, it was obvious that they understood the nature of the contents that they needed to remove. And especially,
Right.
they did understand it was hazardous, labor, as they called it, because there is mold in there, and, there may be other things that we're not aware of from our cursory inspections. So I was impressed with
And
that.
they were the group that found more large trash in the backyard. They found a rowboat and some bicycles. You can't see it unless you wade into the trees. It's in the rear of the yard. So they were very diligent. They're also the group that did tell me that they don't know what the source is, but there has been significant water damage in the house. It looks like it's in one of the bedrooms. And they said the reason that they thought they were going to be the most expensive, quote, the reason that they would be is that they know when they take this, now dry but water-soaked materials and you start lifting them, they puff up. And all three of these do say that their estimates would be based on volume. They are trying to make a hard estimate on volume based on what's there. And everything's been packed down, trodden upon. It's going to puff up when they start bagging it. And so that is another consideration when you're looking at the shock value of the sticker price on these three.
Nancy, are you comfortable that they are that they understand that they have to properly dispose of any waste they take out of there? What I mean is there may be medical waste in there. It appears from inspecting the property that the owner might have had medical conditions, and we want to make sure that any liability in the disposal doesn't end up transitioning to us. As the
Right,
owner of the property, we have the ultimate liability if they don't do it properly.
Right, that is something that all three, well, actually, the first two did address with me. If there's anything that turns out to be hazardous, they will not remove it. That will stay. They said that, if they find human waste, that's a no. If there's any liquids that are not drinkable, like in their normal state, that would be something they could not remove. I asked about the oxygen tank. Only one of them said definitely no, and that was the first one. I don't think, actually, now I think about it, the Holloway or the other one, Affordable, actually ever answered the question. But 1-800-JUNK did give me the address for a company that does do these hazardous materials waste. I did not call them yet, but I think my thought on the plan was whatever team we hire, they will remove in accordance with their own protocols. And then anything that's left. And I'm not expecting a lot here. Maybe it'll be an oxygen tank. Maybe they'll find an oil drum or something, or a can of oil or something. Then we would have to contact that other party to remove those items.
Okay, thank you.
I will note that the Holloway quote did identify the need for extensive removal occurrences and hazardous labor. So their quote was based on the assumption that there's water and mold present in the home, their crews are going to have to be protected, and they might be removing things that don't count as hazardous waste by law, but, could still go into the trash, but are contaminated with mold and things of that nature, so.
No, I agree. They had the most detailed quote, versus conversation I had with them. So they're
We
also
can
local.
confirm that they're also the cheapest quote?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah,
but they said that they might be the most expensive to you.
Yeah, they did. They thought, I said to explain I was getting 3 quotes, and they go, we won't be the cheapest. And I said, well, there's other considerations. Just do your best. But I explained, the whole purchase order process is like, don't come back to me again. This is, you got to figure it out. Take your time and figure it out. And unless they're watching, they do not know that they are the cheapest quote.
Nancy, if we appropriate not to exceed $10,000, will that give you the flexibility to do what you need to do?
I think so, because, and actually, I actually ask another question. I asked them all to give me hard numbers. My expectation is they do this work. We have talked about the process a little, that once it's approved, we'll get a purchase order, we'll get a check. I'll hire them, they'll show up, they get paid at the end of the project. If the end of the project, there's something unforeseen, this is what what they said they would do it for, I think we would come back for any additional funds, unless there was some, maybe I don't have to have a meeting like this, but I made it clear for these three groups that I wanted a final number. This is not a proposal. And I can reiterate that again on the group that we choose, that if they are worried that this number isn't hard, that they'll come back to, they'll speak now, forever hold their peace.
So I would tend to offer a motion that we authorize you to hire a junk removal clean-out contractor, cost not to exceed $10,000.
Okay, so we need to be a little
More
specific in the motion, so I would set the motion as move to award the contract for junk removal at 3 Baylor Avenue to haul away junk removal in the estimate amount of $8,765. And furthermore, as this job may require additional loads and/or time, to authorize the chair to approve any change orders up to a total project cost not to exceed $10,000.
Second.
Do you accept that?
That's
That
great.
motion in
Second,
lieu of
yep.
yours, okay.
Okay.
Okay, so we have first, second, any other discussion? Okay, let's have a roll call vote. Alan, if you may.
Need to run the roll call. Okay, so, Kate,
Norm, yes.
Nancy,
Nancy, yes?
Leah,
McLean, yes.
Hank Roush, yes?
Edinburgh, yes?
Bain, yes.
Salzman, yes.
Okay.
Welcome, Ken Salzman.
Hey, how you doing?
Yes.
We'll meet one of these days.
Yeah, I do want to welcome, now that we're done, we don't have any other business on the agenda, but let me welcome Ken Salzman to the trustee group. He was approved about over a month ago by the select board, and Ken has a great background in contract and construction, et cetera. So I think once this place is cleared out, Ken, we got a place for you to go look at. So that sounds good. Any other items that we need to deal with? The truck was, by the way, moved, towed away for no cost by the police. That's been gone for a bit. They did a great job.
Yeah, I just want to do a big shout out to the Westborough Police Department who assisted with that. I don't actually know the names of everybody. And Ed, thank you so much for meeting them when they got there.
Yes, yeah, Joe, I forget the last name right now, but he's a patrolman. He was very, very nice. And Ted's towing did the actual removal.
Thank you.
So that's about it. We are right on time here. I will entertain a motion for adjournment.
So moved.
Seconded. I beat you.
Well, once again, Alan, if you can,
Okay, we'll go in the same order. Kate,
Storm, yes.
Nancy,
Armitage, yes?
Leah,
McLean, yes.
McLean, yes?
Roush, yes?
Edinburgh, yes?
Bain, yes.
Salzman, yes.
Okay, we're good. And thank you, Westborough TV.
Thank you, everyone.